Oh, let me take this off. Listen, my intent is to not be long with this video because I'm out and about running errands and stuff. I had to run down to the office and take care of some stuff and there's too much going on. But anyways, trying to get my shot records for school, and I don't understand at 32. I'm finna rant real quick. I don't understand why, at the age of 32 years old, why VSU wants my shot records. I'm pushing 40. I don't get shots no more. I don't need no more immunizations, but whatever. So I'm aggravated because they're not even here. Came all the way up here for nothing. But anyways, listen. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time you're watching this video. Good evening, rather. Whatever. Anyways, I really just wanted to come on here and encourage somebody real quick. And I'm definitely not going to be long with this message because my stomach growling. Not my stomach. Not my stomach. Stomach grinding. Cause okay, so I'm probably gonna be moving around a little bit because I cracked my screen and I ain't been feeling like doing the replacements and all that stuff. So this screen gonna be cracked until I don't know. But anyways, listen. So I titled the video what I titled it because due to traumatic experiences in life, people tend to make mistakes. And I just so happened to be one of those people. Had been one of those people. So what I'm going to talk about today, I hope that I don't say anything offensive or derogatory or, I just really want to make sure that people understand. Am I bad about the train? I'm at area where the train is at, so I don't know if y'all can hear me. But if you can hear me, if you're watching me right now, you can hear me clear. Do like a heart or something. Say, hey, I can hear you. I can't hear you. Anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. Because I'm going to be looking at these comments for a little bit. But anyway, so in my lifetime, just like anyone else out here in the world, we've all experienced some form of trauma. Whether it's childhood trauma, adult trauma. I've had traumatic experiences throughout my life. And lately, I've been hearing people talk about trauma bonds. Right? So I went to digging a little deeper and trying to decipher and understand what that means. So I found that people who have been through a traumatic experience, they tend to meet someone else or have a connection with someone else who has also experienced had a traumatic experience throughout their life. And I want to tell you guys something. And I know, I'm single, right? I'm not in a position to date, nor do I want to date. I get pursued, but I'm not on it. I've had enough of dating. I've had enough of fornicating. And I'm tired. I got other stuff to do. Sex can wait. That's where I'm at with it. But anyways, that's besides the point. I just had to put that out there. But I realized something. Like I said, I've been seeing a lot of the people talking about trauma bonds and things like that. And I did for my own, and I'm coming from a place from my own experience. So don't think I'm throwing shots or anything at nobody. But I myself have come to the realization that I attract people who are they suffer from PTSD, unaware, post-traumatic stress syndrome. I first heard about that, and I'm about to go into it. I'm just trying to break some things down so y'all can understand where I'm going. But there's so many people out here in this world. There's millions of people out here in this world that have been undiagnosed, and several of us suffer from PTSD. PTSD again is post-traumatic stress syndrome. What that means is you had an experience, whether it was you died or got in an accident, you was raped, whatever your situation may be, but it kept you stuck in that place. We learned about it, most of us learned about it through military people, they suffer from PTSD to the extreme. And in a lot of cases with PTSD, from me being in college, I'm in psychology school, I'm going to school to get my degree or whatever. So I've learned a little bit more in depth what PTSD is, however you want to say it. I learned that PTSD is an event that took place in your life, and you see it over and over and over and over. Certain smells might trigger your PTSD. Certain sounds may trigger it. So it's not necessarily and I'm gonna be real. If you're from the hood, if you're from the ghetto, 9 times out of 10 you suffering from PTSD. And my advice to you, if you are one of those type of people who have been through a lot in life, I extremely and express the importance of going to therapy. I beg you guys to get some help, because in relationships, and that's why what I'm about to talk about is relationships, whether it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, friends, family, or whatever. Trauma bonds are two people or people who have traumatic experiences in common, and they trying to find love in a hopeless place. Like that song say, we find love in a hopeless place. Boy, that ain't nothing but the devil, and it's a trap. Listen, and I'm not saying that love does not conquer. I'm not saying that when you love someone, you could love them through their experiences and help them overcome. But that's not your job, especially when you yourself have your own dealings. And if I can encourage anyone today, I would really like to say this much. Please, if you suffer from any like depression, bipolar disorder, anxiety, and stuff like that, don't date. Don't date people who don't understand you. If you have someone in your life that is very insensitive to your emotions, that's not your mate. That's not your friend. Because people who love you, and I don't know who this is for. I don't even know why I came on here with this, but it was burning me for the last few days. And I'm doing finals and stuff, so I didn't have to take a test today. So today's my chill day, and then tomorrow I take my other test. So I figured I'd come on here today while it's still fresh on my mind to come talk to y'all. But listen, whatever you do, if you're watching my video right now, please stop dating people who've gone through what you've gone through. Unless this person has had the chance to overcome. If you're dealing with a man or you're dealing with a woman who is overly aggressive about the smallest things, you don't need that. Especially if you had some type of trauma in your life and you get triggered. And I'm speaking from a place of, I actually went to jail because I had a trauma bond and we both were hurt. Not saying, grown folks know better. They know right from wrong, so there's no excuse with that. But a lot of times, some people are so unaware, emotionally unaware, that they are slowly killing the people around them with their negative energy. I've had people. I don't commence to trauma bonds anymore. I don't pity pat and have sympathy for people anymore who know me, been around me, knowing everything that I've gone through, or not even knowing what I've gone through, but everything, but seeing how I transformed. I can't afford to be around people who are not willing to transform with me. You can call me selfish, you can call me mean, but to be honest, don't nobody got time to be trying to be nobody mama, and they already got a mama, or they already grown. I'm telling y'all, man, if you're watching my video right now and you feel like I'm talking to you, I am, because we're in a time now where God is cleaning house, and we don't have time to be connected to people who bring us further down. I'm telling you, y'all can call me mean, you can call me stuck up, I don't care. I refuse to be around people who know there's something's wrong and are not willing to overcome it. You can call me insensitive, that's fine. But somebody had to be insensitive with me and tell me, like, Car, like, how can I say without cussing? So basically, I was in a situation, right? And a couple years ago, I had jumped on. I tried to kill my ex-boyfriend, and I was going to therapy and stuff. And it was this lady. I was locked up with. She was an older chick. She was locked up. Like, she was a preacher. But you know how, like, people got a past, and I guess a past caught up with her or whatever, so she had to do some time. And I remember one day I was just crying, because I'm a crybaby. I ain't gonna lie. I fight you and everything, be ready. But I would cry. I'm a crybaby. And she says to me, "Why are you crying?" I said, "Man, because I miss my grandma." Like, I was crying. I was thinking about my grandma. Like, if she was still here, like, things would be different with my family and myself. Because that was like, my grandma was my dog, like, my best friend. My mom my best friend, but my grandma was my best friend. You feel what I'm saying? I used to talk to my grandma about everything. And I couldn't talk to my mama because my mama, she's damn word, and she be stressing and stuff. So if I tell her something, she'd go like, something that could be so small, she'll turn it into something really, really big. So I would tell her, I do now, but I didn't back then. And so I was in there just boohoo crying, and she asked me, like, "Why are you crying?" I told her, I was thinking about my grandma. I miss my grandma. And she asked me, she was like, "Where is she?" I said, "She dead." And she was like, "How long she been dead for?" I was like, 5 years. She said, "Until you let your grandma go, she's not gonna rest well." And I said, "Let her go." She was like, "Yeah, you have to tell her, let her, grandma, whatever you want to call her, I love you enough to let you rest in peace." And after that, I stopped crying about my grandma. Not as much. I mean, I still, every now and again, I shed a little tear, but like, I miss her. But when she told me that, it hit me. And she said, "See, the thing is, all in here, ugly lady, came down, got that nice car, and came park." I'm sorry. But listen. Y'all know about retarded. But listen. Anyways, so I said all that to say this. What I took from the lady saying that you have to let her go, it wasn't that I had to, like, forget my grandma. It was the fact that I had to let go of what could have been. Like, why because I would be crying nights for 5 years. 5 years, y'all. Even though I'm out here partying, cussing, acting the fool. When I was by myself, I'm crying because I miss my grandma. And when she said that, it hit me that in order for me to overcome anything in life, any traumatic experience in life, I literally have to let it go. Trauma bonds only exist because people refuse to let go of what caused their trauma. People suffer from mental health and they don't have to because they refuse to let what happened to them go. If you're watching my video right now and you suffer, and I get it, grief is real. Losing somebody you love, like a niece, nephew, mama, whoever, you love, your child, whatever, it's a beautiful thing. But if you're so programmed to being in traumatic experiences and not be willing to overcome those experiences, you will create generational curses. You will. If you're not careful about being healed, if you don't get healed from whatever it is that happened to you, you will always be in a traumatized state. You will. From experience, I am speaking. I am not talking about something I learned in school. I'm not talking about something I learned from a pastor. I am speaking from experience. And I really had to understand that because I'm not in a place where my past traumas no longer hinder me. I cannot surround myself with people who are still going through those experiences. Granted, I can still be your friend. We can still laugh. We can still chill. But as far as having like an everyday relationship or always being supportive to your situation, I cannot do that anymore because your traumatic experiences triggers mine. Even though I overcame everything that I've been through, there's still triggers. Like mean guys, like because I was in that abusive relationship or whatever, I cannot be around a man and him like, how like you might Like, you know how you be booed up with your boo, y'all be by each other, whatever, and he might reach around you. I do that. I'm still paranoid. I am. I'm gonna be real, I'm still paranoid. But at the same token, I know my triggers. So I pay attention. Traumatic experiences are only meant to keep you down. The enemy uses trauma in your life to keep you mentally bound, to keep you stuck, not willing to grow, not willing to, you know what I'm saying, overcome. Like, for so many years, I held on to the fact that I was molested and raped. For so many years, I held on to the fact that I was kidnapped. For so many years, I've held on that I'm supposed to be dead. For so many years, all the traumatic experiences that I've been through, I held on to those. And because I held on to those, I couldn't have healthy relationships with people. I didn't know how to set boundaries because I'm like, you know, I've been through so much in life that if a dude, you know, in relationship wise, if a guy beats on me, he love me. If a dude, you know, beats on me, I'm supposed to take it. Because in my experiences in life, abuse was my portion. Not sent by God, but it was my portion. And it wasn't until I realized, until I was sitting in that jail cell and I was facing a year in prison, that I realized that my traumatic experiences don't define me. And I don't owe anybody an explanation on why I don't want to talk to you. Why I'm no longer friends with you. Because you are a trigger to my experiences. Trauma bonds are not healthy, y'all. Just because you like a dude or a female and both y'all done been through some things, you cannot find love in a hopeless place. And if you do, both of y'all was willing to do the work. But if you're an overcomer and you're connected to a underachiever, there will be no success in that. None whatsoever. And I hope that, I'm about to get off, but I'm hoping that what I'm saying to y'all is registering. If you're watching, I can't even see who's watching. I think because of where I'm at, I don't really have good service. But listen, if you're watching my video right now, you hear my voice, please listen. Let go of the trauma. Let go of the molestation. Let go of the abuse. Let go of the trust issues. Let go of the paranoia. Because until you let go of everything that has held you back personally, you will not have a successful relationship. You won't. Whether it's a boyfriend, you know, a physical relationship or a friendship, it will not be successful. Because it's always going to be a tit for tat. It's always going to be a tit for tat. What is tit for tat? I'll give an example. Let's say you got a boyfriend, right? You love this dude. You've been faithful to him. He cheat on you. You've been cheated on before. And you said, the next dude that cheat on me, I'm going to cheat on him back. Now he done cheated, you done cheated, now you dead. Or done got beat up because you cheated. That's tit for tat. Can't do that. If you're in a position where you're on a higher level than a person, on a spiritual and emotional level, don't connect yourself with someone who's low. How y'all say low in frequency? Lower energy, negative energy. Don't connect yourself with people. You're not a healer. God is. You're not made to heal nobody. People heal on their own. And I know you don't want to be lonely. I know it sucks. If you know, if you want your little boo child, go pay for something. Learn how to appreciate being by yourself. Because the more that you put yourself out there to be in love, the more trauma is going to be placed in your life. And you won't be able to go to another level if you're still allowing trauma to be your clutch. Like I posted a status the other day, Monique, y'all know the comedian Monique. She did an interview with this guy I be watching on YouTube named Lonnie B. And she said, holding on to your molestation makes you weak. Molestation may not have been your trauma. It may have been you was a foster child, or you were abused, or you felt neglected, or it could be anything that happened to you as a child. But if you keep holding on to that, it'll make you weak. And the weaker you are, the easier it is for the enemy to send people to keep you down. But if you learn how to overcome traumatic experiences, you'll be all right. Granted, you may not find Prince Charming or Cinderella or whatever. You may not find that person. But at least you could wake up every day knowing that you went through something, you overcame it, and you got strong. You could be influential to people in a relationship. Your boyfriend. I'm a woman. I don't like women, so I'm gonna stay boyfriend. But I could be a great influence on my dude because I've done my work. But if he hasn't done his work, he's gonna cause a trigger in me. Traumatic bonds are dangerous, y'all. Listen, I was dating a guy recently. I posted y'all. I really don't do the whole public relationship thing, but I was dating a guy earlier this year, and I had been at this time. I had been single 4 years, 4.5 years. I had been single 5 years, something like that. I've been single for a while, and I gave him a chance, and I'm thinking, he's a good church boy. He go to church, he read the Bible, he study, he a good dude, you know what I'm saying? Great son, great father, and stuff like that. But he was a trigger for me. I am a wild person, so to speak. I enjoy getting up and going when I want to. I don't like to be controlled because that's growing up. That was my thing. Everybody tried to control me, bring me to me. I didn't like that. Now that I'm a grown woman, I have free will to do what I want. It's my right to do what I want. So I'm going to do that. And dating him triggered being controlled. And I flipped out. And that's why we broke up, because I cussed him out real bad. But that was aggravating me. That was a trigger for me. You understand? And throughout our we was together for 6 months. So throughout our little tenure of dating, I realized that he had a lot of trauma, undealt trauma, unresolved issues. And I couldn't save him, and I couldn't help him. Regardless of how much advice I gave to this young man, he never took it. And I never took his. You want to know why? Because you can't tell me what to do if you ain't never been through what I've been through and overcome what I overcame. Traumatic experiences cause a lot of trouble in relationships. A lot of trauma. That's crazy how you being traumatized and somebody you're dating being traumatized causes more trauma. That's why it's important to get healed mentally, emotionally, and physically when you've been through some experiences in life before you try to date someone else, or before you try to have a baby with someone else. Get married. Make sure, if you take anything from my whole video, take this. Until you heal, you heal. You will never be happy. You will always find something wrong. You will always want to be in control. And I realize that too. A lot of people come off controlling because at one time they weren't in control, and it drove them a little. My bad. I'm trying to see what was going on with the AC. But for real, trauma causes more trauma. And until you get in a place where you are fulfilled in your life, where things are going smooth for you on a mental level, don't date nobody, y'all. I ain't telling you, love is love. Some people can goddamn come together in that hopeless place and make it work. But 9 times out of 10, it ain't gonna work. So you watch my video right now, you're in a relationship and you wonder why you and your dude always arguing, or you and your girl always arguing, it's because both of y'all been through experiences and never healed. When you come from a healed place and you meet someone, it's easy for you to move on when it don't work out. Like when me and Bud broke up, I love that nigga. Like I was really, like, y'all don't understand, I was literally going to leave my mother. Yeah, I know I love my mama. I still stay with my mama. I don't care what y'all say. But I was going to leave my mama 4 hours, South Carolina, to go be with this man. And I asked God to show me that this is really my husband. And he did. God ain't gonna bless me with nobody that's immature, insecure, and traumatized. That's not what God has for any of us. Yeah, we want to be in love. Excuse me. We want the love. We want the little boyfriend. We want this. We want that. But what at cost? At what cost? At what cost? Is your sanity worth it? Is your freedom worth it? Pay attention to what you're paying for, man. How about that? Anyways, I'm finna go. I just want to come on here and drop that down in y'all spirit. Let y'all know, man, like, it's all good. You've been through some stuff in life, you know. I mean, it's not good that you have traumatic experiences. But stop trying to click with people who've been through traumatic things. Find someone who is at peace with themselves. So that way we can stop having all these babies out here with these mental health problems. And all these children to stop ending up in foster care and hating their parents. Because their parents didn't do their work and get healed before they taught themselves die. You know, and I'm not for, listen, I'm going to say this, I'm not for premarital sex. I mean, I am and I ain't. You know, we humans. Everybody like to hunch. You know what I'm saying? That's natural. But if you're going to be trying to build something with someone, make sure that you're whole. And if the person can't meet you halfway with their completeness in themselves and their wholeness in themselves, they're not the one. Listen, I'm finna go. If you are mature enough to say, I'm crazy, I need help, you go get the help and you become free. Do not date someone who used to be you. Don't date a nigga because he cute and sell drugs and be doing all this wild stuff, but the nigga retarded and can't even talk right, can't spell. Get to know people before you lay down with them, man. We'll avoid a lot of trouble if we catch a nigga in his true likeness. Oh my goodness. He probably don't remember me. Oh, man, I just saw this little boy. He's a young man. He's Mexican, I think. I met him, and this is about 7-8 years. I met him when he was still like in high school, and no, this was about 4 years ago. But anyway, I met the boy at high school, whatever, and he was telling me what he wanted to do, and I just seen him walking out of the building doing what he wanted to do. That's amazing. But anyway, I love y'all, man. I ain't trying to be long with it with this message. I hope it made sense, because y'all know I be rambling. My thoughts be going. I just be talking wherever my thoughts go. But again, I'm going to say this and I'm going to go. If you're single, or if you're currently in a relationship with someone, and they are a gnat to your ass, excuse my French, they suffer from PTSD, or they have like some insecurities or trust issues or paranoia, leave. Especially if you've done your work to be healed. Because God, in the Bible, says He makes people equally yoked. If they're not equally yoked to you, what does that mean? Equally yoked means me. Okay, I'll use me for an example. I done been through everything you could think of, but like, you know what I'm saying, AIDS and HIV and stuff like that, cancer. I mean, I've had, when I was 2 years old, 3 years old, I had a flu, and the flu almost killed me. It was a big thing about that. Then when I was 5, I had surgery because I fell out of a tree. I've been raped. I've been kidnapped. I've been molested. I've been shot at. I've been robbed. Man, when I tell y'all, I've been through some things. And if y'all could see me in peace, you can be in peace too. It just simply takes you saying, I hate the way that I'm living and I need to change. Ain't no sage, ain't no Bible. And I hate to say this because I love the Lord and I love His word. But ain't no Bible really going to help you. What's going to help you is you going to the source, which is God, saying, God, help me. And when God gives you the help, which would be therapy or a mentor or somebody you could trust, let it out. If you could speak to the people who hurt you, confront them. Be healed before you step into anything else. Especially if you have children or you want to have children. Get healed so that your children and your future grandchildren could see what a normal person looks like. So they can see that dysfunction doesn't have to be your portion. Because despite everything that I've gone through, I still find joy and solitude knowing that I went through those things and overcame them. And I had to go to therapy to learn how to appreciate my trauma. So that's why y'all be wondering why I'm still single. It's because I refuse to be attached to a trauma bond. I need a healed bond. You know what I'm saying? I need somebody that, a black man, a white man, or a man in general, whatever national. I like all kind of men, but listen, as long as he ain't skinny. I don't like skinny men at all. But listen, oh, crybaby. I don't like crybabies. You know? But anyway, so look, like I was saying, you know, I refuse to get with somebody who has, we don't have to come from the same place. Like, I'm from the hood. I can talk to a dude from, you know, that grew up with both his parents and went to college and, you know, with the, you know, church and stuff. Like, I could deal with that. But what I can't deal with is the fact that this nigga is really crazy. And he refused to go get help. If it means me searching, because I'm not necessarily searching, but me finding qualities that match mine as far as like being willing to be wrong and being willing to communicate issues and having emotional intelligence. I deserve that. Because despite everything I went through and still go through, I choose to fight. I don't allow, I used to, at this point, I don't allow what I've gone through to keep me from being happy. And I refuse to be around people who trigger my trauma. You understand? But anyways, I love y'all and I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Peace.